Okay, so we're going to do the full dynamic of the mat on the reformer. We have some options to do some more specific to the actual mat routine classes. Another video, and with this one, I kind of have us focusing on where the body should be and going through what comes next, so no real starting and stopping and moving through the whole routine. So we start with single leg presses. Well, first thing, we want to make sure when we do mat on the reformer, we're going to be on a blue and a yellow. So again, blue and yellow is a lighter spring. Doesn't mean that it's easy. It's actually you have to control the machine a little bit more, and so that your abs have to really do the work. So single leg presses, 8 times strong. We're going to press out nice and long. We press out 1, bring it in, and 2, bring it in. So you're pumping with that leg. Your rib cage is coming down. Your belly button's coming down, and this leg stays in this position, right? We'll do 2 more. Reach and reach. Drop that leg. We switch into the other one. 8. Good. So it's not so much the pumping leg, right? We're working the quads, but the goal is to feel this leg stabilized, held up by those abs, and not letting them go. Using that breath as we press. Good. And we reach. And we press. Okay, so 8 on each side. And then we drop that leg and we switch and do the other leg 4 times strong. So that little drop, that goal of the drop is to feel that your abs are doing the work, not your kind of back extension, but the abs are pulling through. So lengthening out, pulling long. So from the back of your head through your tailbone is staying nice and long. 4, and we switch and do the other side. So 4, 2 times. So we press, abs are getting stronger to stabilize. Switch, we go 4, 2, good, and 3, and 4. Then we do 2 on each side. So 2 times strong. We press out once and twice and switch. We press out once and twice and switch. We press out once and twice. And again, we press out once and twice. So 2 times strong. When you're pressing with the legs, your foot position isn't important as it, well, it is important, but it doesn't matter. Keep going. We press out 2 times. And so we do it 2 times, each leg, 8 sets. So everything's kind of in this 16 mode. So press, and this is probably the last one. We press out and pull in. Then we do singles and we count to 16. So we go once, we go twice. So it feels like you're marching, having your abs pulled down, chest is down. We go 4 times, good. We press out, good. 5 times, reach, good. So singles, now this is very similar to single leg lift, and we don't want those hips to do the work. So we don't want to fold in our hips. We want to reach in, lift with our leg, good, and lift with our leg, good, and lift with our abs and leg, and abs and legs, good. And we press, good, and we press, and we press. So it feels like marching. We do it 16 times. So we 8 times, so it's 16 each side, good, and pull in. Let me clarify that. So when we do single leg presses, right, we do 1 and 2 and, so the second leg I always count with the and just make sure that you're doing it, like I say, a total of 16, so you'll do 8, 8, and 8. Okay, so we're going to press out all the way long to stretch it out, stretch those legs, and again, we're in mat on the reformer, we're just stretching out, press the heels under and just stretch back and forth, straight legs. It's like tendon stretch. You can do toes or arches, either way, press and pull in, good, press and pull in, and press and pull in, good. When the knees come in, we're going to go right into hundreds. Hundreds on a blue, yellow, grab those straps. We focus on 3 dynamics, rib cage arms, pelvic floor, leg stabilization, leg extension from those inner thighs, just like we do in mat. So pick up one leg and the other. We're in tabletop position. Pull our arms to the side. Your head can be up or down, so that's when you can decide I need my head rest up to hold my head up. You can rest it up high, or the head stays up because your abs can hold you up. So we pulse up, down, inhaling and exhaling. Keep moving breath through the body. Nice stabilization. The carriage can bounce. That's normal. We just don't want it to go back and forth and back and forth. and pressing. Now we're gonna kiss our heels together. Keep pulsing and activate those inner thighs. Nice and wide, we kind of have this diamond shape through the legs. And then we go into leg extension, nice and straight, either up to the ceiling or comfortably long. Keep pulsing those arms. Breathe and pulse. Breathe and pulse. Find your breath. That feels best. It doesn't have to be as percussive this way. And the last one's good. And come all the way in. Okay. So, warming up, moving breath, that doesn't change. We go into ab series. Arms and legs are up, right? Takes a lot of coordination. Bend your knees to your chest. So this is tabletop position. Arms pull down to the side. One leg straightens. So we go 1 and we switch. Arms come up. And we go 2 and switch. We go 3 and switch. Head can be up or down, but again, it's upper abdominal. And we go 5, good. And we go 6, breathing through it. And we go 7, good. And we go 8, we can do 2 more. We go 9, and we go 10, okay? We don't want to just bend at the knee. We want to bring our thigh to our chest and really pull it close and reach the leg in opposition, okay? So not leg kicks, okay? Both knees come in, and we start to our next one for ab series number 2. So arms and legs go up, and reach to the ceiling. Tap your fingers to your ankle. We go together, apart. Circle the arms, bend the knees, come in, catch the ball. Good. Reaching up. Together, apart, we circle around. Good. And pull through. Good. So legs together. A lot of coordination in terms of not allowing. Don't drop the legs yet. So we come up together. Legs are still strong and long. Now bend and circle and pull in. Reach up. Tap together. Apart. Circle around. Now bend in. And one more. Together. Apart. Keep them straight and long now. Pull them in. Good. So that's the second ab series. We're going to pull to the sides. Hands to one side. Pull down. Good. And center. We pull over and center. We pull over and pull back. And we reach. Pull through. Make the straps pull from your rib cage. Not your hands. Pull your ribs and pecs. Pulling. Good. And reaching. Good breathing. Good. Pulling. And reaching. And again. We pull. And we reach. And we reach. So if we add the leg, okay, we're going to reach one leg down to the side that my hands are going down. Lengthen and pull in. Stopping in each time. Lengthen and pull in. One more on each side. One more each side. So that kind of gives you the choice. If I'm still working on just my oblique engagement, just going to do my arms. If I want to challenge a little bit, I'm going to reach that leg a little bit longer. So I created this routine so it feels very familiar to the floor. We know crisscross, or we call side pulls on reformer mat, but crisscross comes from your obliques doing the work, okay? So now we do double straight leg stretch, both legs up to the ceiling, like scissors. No, nothing with the hands yet. Drop one leg to the foot bar, bring it back in. Other leg to the foot bar, bring it back in. So we drop and stop, and drop, and stop. So as much as your legs are reaching to the foot bar, your abs are having to do the extension. Now, we do that system now with our arms down to our sides. Hold them there, hold them there, hold them there. Good, and stop, and we drop, and stop, and we reach. Pull it in, and we lengthen. Pull it in, and we lengthen, and we lengthen, and we lengthen. Good, and we lengthen. Torso stays long. Okay, so bring your knees to your chest, come all the way in. So again, abs pull close, torso stays long. You're making sure that your abs are doing the work. Now, both legs up to the ceiling. We'll do that one last time with some arm engagement. So that's the fundamental double straight leg stretch. On the reformer, we add the arms. Arms can go up to the ceiling. So you pull down to the side, right? We're there. Elbows come wide to the side, elbows wide, drop that leg, and straighten, and pull up, and drop, and stop. Good. We go wide, we reach through. We go wide, we reach through. We go wide, stop, and reach. Good. And reach. Okay? So we're really trying to hold our legs up, and then drop out. Ideally, also bring your knees in and relax for a second. So bring your knees in. You want to make sure that you're also bringing the other leg to your face. So there's a little, but that's again kind of that next dynamic. Then the last dynamic that we do is feet into straps. So it's ab series, but feet into straps. So it's lower, lower lift, legs, lower lift. It takes a lot of engagement from your sternum to your tailbone. So, especially with guys, the tailbone tends to want to curl up, and we want to find ourselves sitting in a chair. So find the chair, you would be sitting into the chair, okay? Sits bones stay long. Hands behind the head comes up. And those of you that have back trouble, this is a nice strong one from your rib cage. We're going to come up even higher. There. So we hold ourselves up. Tips of the shoulder blades are on, and we lower, lower, lower lift. So down, 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 pull back up. Upper body doesn't change. Elbows stay nice and wide. Wide, come on up, come on up. Come on up with your upper body. There, elbows wide. Because the challenges are pecs. And so he kind of dropped his elbows. We want to stay wide, not rounded in our pecs, but try to stay wide pecs. Ab control as we lower, 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 lift. They don't have to be low, they have to be long. And pull back in. Breathing, reaching, reaching, and pull back in. Good. Reaching, reaching, and pull back in. Abs pull close, close, closer. Close to the mat, closer. And one more. Reach, reach, and pull in. So don't drop your legs so long because you're going to kind of get smacked with the rope. So you don't need to go down. It's just enough to reach in opposition. Head comes up a little higher. You want to stay there. So as soon as those ropes kind of hit, you know you've gone far enough. You don't need to drop to feel the ab control. Okay, relax. Arms to the side, head is long, and comfortable leg circles, right? So we're going to do just circles around, and circles, and circles, and around. Change directions, circles in both directions, and circle. So we just did ab series, a lot like the mat. Ultimately, don't give in to your foot straps. Don't give in to your head resting on the headrest back like this. Stay in ab control, either head down with the ab control or head lifted on its own in control. Okay, so we're coming for a frog. Heels together, toes turned out, knees to chest. Bring it in, and just like on the floor, we're going to go up the wall. So different than reformer. Good, and pull back in. Minimal movement of that carriage. Good. So it's almost like you feel when you're doing the work, you come wrapped and pull front. You don't widen and then wrap. You stay wrapped and pull tighter, tight. Tighter, relax the neck, tight. Pull your chin up to relax your neck. Good. There you go. And press through. So that's frog. We're going to go into the W, as we call it. So drop the legs down towards me, out or towards your foot bar, out to the sides. We swing, straight legs, and come right back in. So it's like a little pendulum swing. We go down to go out, and back to pull in. So sweep back around and pull through. So there's a zipper down the front of the body. So I'm sitting at the head of the machine, bird's eye view. I'm watching to see if his pelvis is rocking back and forth, back and forth. Very common for guys' pelvises to want to do that. And he's trying to stay zippered strongly down the middle. Inner thighs push and squeeze and push and out to the side, squeeze and pull in and reach. So this is called openings or adductors, the same way we go open, 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 close on the mat and pull in. Okay? Bow and arrow. Here's that wall again. One leg is bent, one leg is straight. So we stretch out and center. We go out and center. Don't let your hips do the work. Okay? By that I mean, don't let that hip pull that knee up. Keep your hands on your hips, keep it square, and think of doing that kind of martial arts kind of side pull versus outward rotation, pelvic tuck. We want to go wide, 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 trying not to move the machine at all. So here's the wall. You're going to go open, 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 pull in. So remember with frog, we want to make sure we're bringing our knee to our chest, not over behind us. Okay? So stop here. Outward rotation. A little bit of struggle in that the knee we want to push open wide. Just push this one wide. Don't do anything with that. And pull open. Bend this knee. So we're going to go open, 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 rotation, 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 and back up. So notice the carriage didn't move on that versus bend your knee and I'm going to push you versus that wanting to push you and pull the strap. So if you can keep your outward rotation, bend this knee, rotation out, rotate out, and then rotate back to center. Okay? So that's the difference in Peter Pan, which is kind of where we're all familiar with on the reformer, but with this one we're trying to do outward rotation, bring it back in. Outward rotation, bring it back in. Outward rotation, carriage doesn't move, not because your foot's pulling the strap, but just because your hips are opening and kind of drooping the straps. Okay, so this is something to kind of feel for. Okay, so now we come into single leg circles. One leg comes out of the strap. We take it into single leg circle. One leg is up. And we circle straight up. This leg is straight up. And we circle with the leg in the strap. Doesn't have to be big, just controlled. So we're circling around and circle, breathing and stabilizing in that pelvic floor. That's the work we're going for. Breathe and circle in that pelvic floor. And we circle, good, and circle and take it the other direction. So we circle around and pull through. And we circle and pull through. We circle and circle and circle. Switch out. We do the other leg. And so the leg in the strap, when you get the coordination of it, that feels like it's doing the work, but it's really this leg. We're trying to stabilize and we circle, right? Across and go out to the center line, pull away from the center line. You don't want to lock your knee. You want to lock your thigh into reaching up to the ceiling to stabilize your hips so we're not rocking back and forth. Circle the other direction. We go out. So the out doesn't just come from the foot. It comes from that thigh. Reaching out, wrapping in, reaching out, wrapping in, reaching out, wrapping in, and reaching out, and wrapping in. Good. Okay? So it's single leg circles. Other direction, using that inner thigh, you want to make sure that you're pulling through center line, and center line. You go. So feet in the straps. Okay? So this sensation, sometimes it's hard for us to wrap our head around it, but we do spine stretch forward. So I say, open those knees out to that V. You're sitting on the floor. Okay? I'm the floor, the foot bar is the floor, you're sitting. So that should remind you to lengthen down the front of your body. Put your hands to your hips and pull your waist down that direction. So you're sitting. So with spine stretch forward, feels like a sit-up. You're going to reach your hands to the ceiling. You're going to roll yourself up in a nice even count. We come up, 1, 2, 3, 4. We come down, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's controlled up, scooping up, and controlled down, laying down. And the things we're trying not to do is bring our legs and our pelvis scooping towards us. We don't want to have this motion. We want to have a nice flat hip system and lengthen that L, round yourself up like that question mark, and then lower, 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 lower. Feels like a sit-up, kind of looks like a sit-up. Keep your legs a little bit more narrow. Good, there. And pull through, okay? Even though you probably wouldn't sit on the floor that wide, based on your flexibility. Okay, come on down. So then saw, that again, that we do sitting up. You can do the same side. Listen to your neck and back, but you're going to rotate, not to touch your toes, but to go past your ankle, to come past your ankle. So you're going to rotate over and reach over towards your ankle, over and up, go up, and roll back down and pull through. Rotation, rotation first, yep, and then lift up, and then rotation back and come down. You're gonna roll up, reach and rotate over there, good, and come back down. So you're firing up those obliques, rotation, lift up and over, so not trying to touch your toe, but go past your toes, good, and pull back down. Okay, so it's preparing you for the series we're getting ready to do next. Straps will come off when we come up to sitting. We're going to let our feet hit the floor, right? Our hips are nice and wide, and our hands are on the foot bar. And so that's kind of why we wanted that foot bar angle. So we're here. We wanted that back angle. So legs are long and straight, comfortably straight. So with spine stretch forward, you're going to push that foot bar, pull your abs away. So press away, drop your face to the springs, and stretch and stretch and stretch. And then come right back up. right back up, right back up. Okay? So that's the motion on the machine, reminding people this isn't spine stretch forward, but this is how we're doing it. Lengthening it out and rolling it up. Good. So with true dynamics of spine stretch forward, when we do it on the floor, we were just sitting in our straps, had our legs up to the ceiling, and your back was on the carriage, right? So you had this shape. We just took that shape and tipped it up, okay? So now this is more close to what we do on the floor. So the full dynamic, right, is to start with your hands up. We're gonna reach up to the ceiling to remind you to go up 1. Not up with your shoulders, up with our rib cage, 1. Now drop your hands down to the foot bar, 2. Now push back, abs, push back, abs, abs, push back with your abs. Suck back, suck the belly back, suck, 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 lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Now you're going to roll up. Chin to chest, roll yourself up, lower, middle, upper, 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 upper. Both hands come up, good. So we're here, right? We drop, just the arms. Now, start your lower abdominals and pull back. Don't round your shoulders, pull your abs back. Now push back with your hips and your abs. Push back, hips, abs. There we go, abs, abs. Stretch, stretch, stretch. We go farther, good, good, good. Now here's the roll up. Start, pull it in, roll up, roll up, roll up. Hands up, shoulder blades up, reach up and up. Okay? So again, hands down to the foot bar, slide down the shoulder blades. Scoop the abs from the bottom, not the top. Don't round at the top first. Push back, lower abdominals first, back. Drop your face to the floor and reach out long. You are pulling your spine, stretching forward. Don't drop the head, just keep it long, keep reaching. So reach back, lift that chin up, pull your head away, chin up, head away from the tailbone, right? So don't curl, good. And reach up, lengthen up. Not arching the back, pull your rib cage back. There we go, good, good, good. And one last time. We come down, lower abs, don't shorten on me. Lengthen back with your rib cage, open, good. Now lean that head forward, don't drop your chin, just keep that cup of water on the back of your head. Reach it, reach it, reach it, reach it, good. And then roll up, lower, middle, upper, slide your shoulder blades down your back, reach them up to the ceiling, reach them up to the ceiling, reach them up in the front of your body. Good. It's tough not to go into that back extension. So you can kind of see in the shirt folds, pop your chest out. So that's not where we want to be. Pop it out some more, right? The sway of the back, we want to pull the chest, reach your arms up, pull your rib cage forward, long. Good. So here's song. We come out to the T, right? We're out to the T. So we're going to rotate, rotate, rotate. Drop your hand in that foot bar. Push back. Push back. Same way. Reach forward with your face towards your toes. Reach and drop the chest. Reach, 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 reach. Reach the arm back behind you. Good, good, good. And come in. Rotate back around to the T. Other side. Stay tall. You have a trunk that's we want to stay long, meaning tailbone through the back of your head. So it's like a spinning top. So we want this stretch, drop your face out long, 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 good, good, good. And then lengthen, lengthen back up and rotate around back to the T. So that shirt puller, you can kind of see the twisting motion of the fabric, good. And then stretch, reach, pull back, drop your hand to the shoulder rest behind you, the closest one or the farthest one, whatever's gonna give you the deepest rotation. Good, good, good. We reach through, rotate around, and again, reach, reach, good. Rotation, rotation, we lengthen, chest towards your thigh. You're not trying to touch your toe, especially on reformer. Not a chance you can get to your toe because your hand's on the foot bar. And rotate, we come back to center. Okay, so open leg rocker prep. We're gonna stay relatively towards the edge of our machine. We're still on blue yellow, that hasn't changed. We're gonna bring both legs up to the foot bar and grab our legs right up underneath the knees. So both feet up on the foot bar. Okay, feet on top, toes on top, balls of the feet on top. So the tendency is to want to rock back. So you want to be somewhere between your tailbone, that's kind of where he started, and we want to be somewhere between our sits bones, rock your chest forward, somewhere there, but we want to be comfortably long and strong in the front of our body. So we grab up underneath our knees, we're going to press out, Press out with one leg, lift the other. Press and lift, and pull in. We switch it out. Press and lift, and pull in. So we want to create a bowl in our rib cage. So comfortable elbows wide so our shoulders can relax, and reach with our pecs and shoulder blades. Wrap, so hold a beach ball. Hold it wide and to the side. So you feel your pecs kind of doing that work. Abs are scooped in front so you're not holding yourself with your back or sitting back on that tailbone, right? So we press out and lift the leg and lower. Press out and lift and lower. Press out and lift and lower, and press out and lift and lower. Okay, so that's the fundamental open leg rocker prep. And then we're going to go into a single leg lift right up under the knee in the reverse. So we're going to press out, both feet are on. Press out, lift one leg up, pull the carriage in. Doesn't have to be straight, just keep the leg can be straight or back. Good. Press out, both feet on, and press out, lift the leg, pull it in. Abs, don't rock the body, stay in that bowl, pec, ab, lifted position. Good. Pull in. Okay? So we press both feet on, press out. Now lift the leg, abs do the work, pull in with the abs, abs, abs. Drop the leg and start over. We press out. Good. Lift the leg. Don't straighten it. Soften it for me because you're getting into your hip flexors. Good. Pull in with the belly, belly, belly. Good. And drop. Abs pull close. We press out. Both legs on. Lift the leg soft. Don't straighten it. Lift and pull the abs in, and pull in. Let's balance it out. Press out. Both feet on. Lift that leg. Scoot and pull in. Okay, so I don't know if it looked backwards, but it was the opposite of what we were doing. We pressed out with one leg up, brought both feet in. The second time we pressed with both legs out, probably found that it was harder the second time around, right? Because the carriage was kind of working against you. So that's open leg rocker prep, facing this direction. We come around to the other side, put our legs through the shoulder rests. Okay? So we're going to do open leg rocker prep 2 here. Okay? These guys, remember to move. Want to move them? Okay? So we'll move the shoulder rests out of the way. And so you're going to grab your straps. You can do short and reach through and hold on strong through the middle. And then grab up underneath your knees, both knees again. Okay? So, I'm sorry, not both, just one. Just one. So, grab underneath one leg. And so an open leg rocker, again, it's that bowl rocking that we're aiming for. So grab up underneath, both hands under one leg. Give yourself a little bit of space, so scooch forward for me so you have some tailbone landing space back on your machine. So grab underneath that knee, and we rock back. Whole body goes. Rock back and rock up. This never changes, the space between my leg and my thigh. I don't straighten my leg. I don't arch my back. I stay in this bowl position we have. So this holding a bowl, right? And I feel my belly take me back and bring me forward. And take me back and bring me forward. So a nice fluid rocking dynamic, not back on that tailbone and landing, but hovering and staying in the belly. Let's switch and do the other leg, right? Breath is huge when we do open leg rocker on mat. It's huge here. Rock back, rock forward, rock back. Don't rock to the diagonal if it bothers your tailbone. Try not to. Stay square. Good. Rock back and pull front. Square it off. Don't tip on one side. Good. Only if it doesn't bother you on your actual tailbone. But sometimes people will avoid it. Rock back and up and rock back. So your next option is to go and do both legs again 5 or 6 times, or single legs, both legs the left and then the right, or both legs up. So you're going to bring both legs up, hold up underneath your knees. I do this kind of fancy footwork. Hold yourself up. I got you. Sink back into your abs. And then kind of wrap your toes around the straps. So go outward and then pull up. Lift those legs up. So allow yourself to then rock back, sink in your belly. Good. And forward. And rock back. And forward. Good. And rock back. My finger got stuck. So you're going to rock back. Good. So I'm kind of rocking the baby, right? Rock, rock. Belly does it. Good. Rock, rock. Belly does it. Meaning don't let your back jump in to help you, okay? That's the dynamic, okay? So we're gonna put those straps down, come back around to the other side and facilitate a roll down sensation, okay? So you don't need your shoulder rest because we're going to go right back around. Just set them to the floor and come around. And we do feet on the base or the foot bar, whatever feels comfortable in those hamstrings. So if your feet are on the base, you're going to straighten your legs with your hands to the front. Straighten your legs with your hands to the front. So you're sitting on the floor, getting ready to do roll down. So the mat is along the back of your machine. Bend your knees, pull your abs close, lay down, lay down, lay down, roll down, roll down, roll down. Good, and then reach and roll yourself up, up, up. Reach forward towards your toes, all the way forward. Good. Now, pull the abs back, we roll down, bend your knees, pull it in, lay it down, directionally, good. And then reach and stretch those legs, and pull your body weight forward, good. So, breathing, roll it back, belly, 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 takes you back, good, and roll it forward, good. And roll it back, using that breath, taking that inner thigh, invisible ball of the thigh, back, 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 and roll it forward. Okay, it doesn't look like roll down, kind of feels backwards because you think, well, where's the flat part? But the fact is you're not going to bend your knees when you do regular roll down. You can stay in bent knees, but you're not going to bend your knees, right? Okay, so let's come around to the other side, and you're going to find your straps again. Doing traditional roll down the same way we do on reformer, but simulated on this way, the spring system was working with you. When we do it this way, or working against you, it was working with you to bring you up, but not on the way down, vice versa. Okay, here. So, long legs, they can be crossed ankles, you can do nice and square hips, but as long as you're not kind of holding yourself sideways, we're going to roll ourselves out. Arms reach to the front, we roll it out. Lengthen abs, lengthen, 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 lengthen. You can do half roll downs, or you can do full roll down, whichever feels comfortable in your body. And then when we work on a mat reformer, you choose, same thing we work on is mat, is we go down 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 or 6 or 8, and then you're going to choose that same number, match it up 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 or 8. So you want it to be even. Don't go down on 4, come up on 6, right? Or go down on 6 and then come up real fast on 3 or 4. Even control. Sounds kind of pun on words, play on words, but you want to be accountable for each count. So if I use the lower part of my abdominal as my 1, a little bit higher as my 2, my pecs and rib cage area as my 3, and then my chest pressing down as my 4. I don't want this to be my 4, this to be my 1, I want this to stay my 1, and then 2, and then 3, and the 4. So, we're to walk down, we go down 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. When he comes up, he's going to start here. Come up 1, come up 2, come up 3, and come up 4. So roll down this practice on the reformer with that accountability in mind, okay? Good deal. So roll down rotation. We're going to roll down. Arms are straight. You're going to roll down. Abs pull close. Good, good, good. Keep your arms straight and rotate the whole body. Turn the body over to the side. Rotation. Good. Rotate back to center and roll yourself up. Good. So it's a half roll down, right? So roll down. Abs pull close. He's doing a good job of keeping his arms relatively straight and long. Rotation. Not letting that hip come up. Back. And pull forward, good. And breathing. And so it's the same thing. If I go 3, half roll down, and then 2 rotation, and then 2 rotation back, and then 3 coming back up. Balance it out, roll down, roll down, roll down, rotation, bring it back, rotation, and pull through. Okay? Good deal. So straps will go away. We do definitely more. We'll do another kind of video with some added dynamics, but those of you that are just kind of deciding, this is routine, I want to adapt. We're going to come up for mermaids. You can leave your shoulder rest down. You're facing sideways. Doesn't matter, front of the left side of your machine or right side. Stack up your feet so the feet are closest to the shoulder rest if you're going to bring them in. Otherwise, other side, so feet are closest to your shoulder rest. And your hand is reaching towards the foot bar. We're still on blue, yellow. Now, we're going to do a couple things, and it's based on, and I'll show you the control. Hand to the foot bar. We're still on blue, yellow. You're going to stretch out to the side. Reach, 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 reach. We go 1. Hand to the side. We go over 1, okay? Turn 2, okay? Come up 3, reach back 4, reach back, so press out, good. Now open 5, then we come up 6, stretch it over to the other side, 7, and stretch it deeper, 8, okay? And again, now, stop for a second. When we do, that's, kind of what we do in mat, right? But to kind of, on reformer rather. To kind of simulate it, usually I have a nice little sticky pad, but I don't have one right this second. Hand goes to the base, okay? So this is more like now, I'm really on the floor. I'm not going down to my forearm because there's nothing to lay on. But same thing again, reach to the side, stretch. Reaching, reaching, reaching. Just stretch with that hand. Just stretch over 1. Good, come right back up. So notice you go lower. So that's why, take off the yellow spring. I encourage us to do mermaid and inbound reformer on a single blue. Okay, so that you don't push with the arm and the shoulder, you pull away with the body. So, again, we start over. We go 1, stretch it out 1. Turn and look 2. Hands to the base. Bring your chest up 3. Pull the carriage in. Good. Send the carriage back 4. Open rotation 5. Lift the chest and rib cage up 6. Reach the hand overhead 7. And reach it deep, 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 deep 8. And again, we reach to the base and stretch 1. Stretch it out. Rotate to the base for 2. Bring the chest and the body in and up for 3. Set it back out for 4. Good. Rotation 5, reach up 6 with the body, reach up 7 and over, and deeper 8. One last one, we reach to the side, stretch. He said he tends to go nice and fluid and long, partly because he has a lot of limbs to move. It's not a speed thing. Some people will do this 4 times, some people will do it 6 or 8. We don't want it fast, we want it fluid. And that blue spring kind of slows you down because you have to drag the carriage in and then reach up. Okay, the second dynamic we're going to go into is Cleopatra, a one-eye jack, kind of based on the guys. No guys, a lot of people's least favorite, but it's a little easier on the machine. Both hands to the base, you're going to stack your knees, or you can kick your legs out straight in front, and then swivel them and reach them at the diagonal over here. Okay, so this is one option here, just like that, okay? Or you bend your knees back here, both of them, and have them stacked, like we do on the floor. So, and your feet come back, way back here, so your knees can pull away from your chest. They're not close to you, you're away. Okay, so both hands are on the base. We're still on a blue, which is a lot of work. Press out straight. Lift your ankles and shins, good. Pull your abs in and up. Pull the carriage in and up. Bring it up, reach around back to your shin or your knee, and grab and stretch. Good. And again, we reach to the side. Lengthen, reach it out. Lengthen, so that spring is encouraging you to lengthen. Good. The spring helps you come up, so that's a bonus than when we do it on the floor. Rotation and pull through. We reach and stretch. We lengthen it out. Lengthen, lengthen. Stack those ribcage muscles up, 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 up. Rotate the ribcage muscles and grab to the back. And again, we reach around, we stretch it out. Lengthen it out. Lift the ankles and shin, good. And pull up, pull up, pull up. And we rotate around and pull through. Okay? Let's do the other side. We can, again, remind ourselves why we're doing it on blue. Is because we want to make sure that we don't have a ton to push away on and overwork our arm. The blue kind of makes your body do the work as if you were doing it on mat. So it's nice to have a nice backside view to watch that kind of shirt fold so that you're going into rotation properly. So hands go to the base, we count it out, we press out 1 to the side, stretch for 1. Kind of see the frame of your rib cage. Rotate the trunk for 2. Pull the abs in and out over the foot bar. 3. Stretch it back out for 4. Rotate open for 5. Good. We lift for 6. Stretch up to the ceiling for 7. And over for 8. We start again. We go side stretch for 1. Good. Rotation 2. Good. Pull the chest up for 3. We lengthen it back out, breathing. Good, good, good. Rotation, open. We lift, we lift, we lift. Stretch it up, 7 and over, 8. We'll do it again. Stretch, reach, lengthen with the rib cage. Rotation with the rib cage. Chest lift with the rib cage and abs. Chest lengthen with the rib cage and abs. Rotation, good. We lift. Stretch up and over to the side. Good, good, good. Pretty flexible in his hips, allowing his rib cage to come out of that hip stretch. That's the purpose, that's the goal. Okay, we stack the legs up for good old Cleopatra, or one-eye jack with the fellas, right? So, reaching, you can pick and choose whichever one you want to be. Every day is different, right? So you want your legs afar from you, so your ankles kind of push back by your shoulder rest. If your shoulder rests were up here, your feet would be behind your shoulder rest, just kind of a reminder position-wise. Okay, so not in the headrest in the middle, but behind your shoulder rest. But all these long legs and long torso, move your shoulder rest out of the way if you have that option on your machine. So both hands start to the base. They never really leave until you lift up. So stretch out and lengthen. Rotate the trunk, lift the ankles, and lift with your trunk and keep your hands low, and come around to the other side. Good. Remind yourself that you're kind of this corkscrew, right? That lays down, corkscrew, and comes back up, corkscrew, and stay up, corkscrew. So I say that because I don't want you to drill yourself into the floor. Good. So stay that actual object of a corkscrew. Good, good, good. And reach. Rotation. Nice. And pull through. Get the hang of it. The body's in control. The hips want to get in the way. Don't let them. Use the trunk rotation to lift and pull through and come up. Good. So that's kind of our Cleopatra sensation as we reach. Okay. So we'll come around. We're going to put the yellow sprint back on. Okay. So we're going to do our swan sensation. Partly because he hasn't done it before, we're going to leave it on the yellow. But we'll talk about maybe in another routine what happens when we do it just on a single blue. So we're kneeling. I put the shoulder rest back up. Feet are up against the shoulder rest and hands are on the foot bar. Okay, so very similar to down stretch in the world of reformer work. Names of exercises. I'm always going to try to remind you to tell you the names, especially if you're going down kind of a roster or a sheet of paper. And you're going to take the differences here is you're going to bring your knees closer to the front of the machine, wide. So I'm just going to hang off. Your kneecaps kind of hang off the edge there. And then not the sides, but the front, but width of the machine. There we go. And your ankles come together. So now you have this diamond. Visually, point is at the heel, widths are at the knees, comes up the thighs, and then the tailbone is that diamond. Okay? That diamond shape there. So your hips get to kind of press a little bit forward. You lean, relax, and your chest goes over the top. Open your shoulder blades. Open. Good. So you're going to send the carriage back, nice and long, and a nice long extended back. And you're going to pull your chest up and pull up. Good. Press your hips directionally towards that foot bar. Back, and pull up. Good. Move the straps out of the wheel well. We go back. Chest lifts and pulls up. So similar sensation. This fundamental way is a lot like what we do on the reformer. There's multiple ways to do swan on reformer, on box, on tower, but we're trying to kind of simulate what we do on mat, say on a ball, where you really have to work on that chest lift up and over the top. So this isn't technically a one-arm swan. You're just going to put your hand now in the middle. Doesn't matter. I would always say pick your strongest arm to support you. Okay? So if you got a bad shoulder, don't use that arm, right? So your strongest arm in the middle, this isn't necessarily about one arm. It's the fact that you're allowing your back to go into extension. So reach your arm to the front. You go back, lengthen, and you pull your chest up. Pull your chest up, chest up. Keep coming. Head goes back. Good. And again, send the carriage back. Lengthen. Don't drop the arm. The arm is an extension of your chest. Pull your chest up, chest up. Good. So up the front of your body, back of your body. Good. Okay, a couple more. Reach long. Abs pull close at the bottom of your shoulder. reaching, drop your body down. Good, good, good. And lift up with your chest. Good. Drop your body down. Good, good, good. And lift up with your chest. And come on in. So the reminder is in Swan, or folks that do yoga, kind of that cobra and kind of sphinx dynamic, is that you're trying to go into back extension. You're trying to lift your chest up off the floor. So here the foot bar is the direction of your mat, so you lift up off the floor. So just going back and forth, distance isn't important, doesn't matter. It's about how your chest can come open and lift. You don't have to do both sides. You can experiment to see what side works better for you. Don't turn your body, just lift that chest longer and stronger, and having that arm open allows a little bit more opening in your chest. There's no way to do it with no hands up. Okay, so we're gonna come around and face the other direction, okay? This is quadruped. Hands are gonna go staying on your carriage, right on the sides, okay? Longer body, longer torso. You might want to put your hands on the shoulder rest eventually, but we're going to start just putting them right here, okay? So both feet are on the base. This is a big coordination thing that we struggle with. Day 1, day 15 is usually when it makes sense. So we're kneeling right now on our right leg, okay? It's going to come off of the base, okay? Just make sure the foot comes off. And your left leg knee is going to come off and press out. Okay, so lift, yep, now press out and pull in. Okay, so the difference here is this is quadruped. The same thing we do on the floor. You don't want your shoulders to shrink in. Widen your pecs, good, 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 and pull in. If it's easier and more comfortable because of the length of your body and your reformer, you can put your leg on the foot bar, right? So what you're trying to do is keep a nice long trunk structure. So go all the way out again. Lengthen and pull in. Don't let it be a leg pumping exercise. Let it be an ab pulling out, abs pulling you in. Abs taking you out, abs pulling you in. You're gonna feel your glutes do the work. Don't let them. They shouldn't tighten, and it's not a leg pumping or don't have that much resistance on to make it worth your while for that. Okay, switching to the other side. Just the leg, and we press out, and we pull in, and we press out, and we pull in. Drop it. So drop your left leg, and then lift your right knee. Keep your foot on the base, and go. Press out. Good, and pull in. That's why I said the coordination piece is tricky at first, but you're ultimately trying to keep it so that you have kind of these two handles in the front of your body, taking you out, pulling you in. Lengthening you out, pulling you in. Reaching you long, pulling it in, lengthening it out, pulling it in, and you feel that invisible cup of water on the back of your neck, between your shoulders, at the small of your back, so you're not rocking and rolling, and pull in. Guess what? We're going to add the arm in opposition. So, the coordination of it, lift one leg up, and do the straightening, and then opposite arm, reach it. Not high, just out in front. Lengthen, and pull in. Keep the arm there. Lengthen, keep it there, back and forth. You're just trying to square off your trunk. It doesn't matter how pretty it looks, but right now he's a little swayed to that side, so I'm going to have him pull his pec up on the arm lifted side. Good, not your shoulder or your pec, just kind of pull up right there. Good, and then we're leaning. Good, let's switch into the other side. Usually it's about 4 to 6, especially if you're going fast, you're going to be in that 6 to 8 round. If you do nice and slow, you're going to be in that 4 to 6 round. So out, abs, dig deeper. Make sure your belly's doing it. Don't pump that leg. Don't push off of those hips. Lengthen, slide back, pull front, bring it back, lengthen it out, pull it in, and lengthen it out, and pull it in. Very nice. Okay, so we come in, we're going to turn around and take off a blue spring, so you're just on yellow, to do our cat stretch on the reformer. Kneeling still, we're still kneeling.
Take out yellow.
Take off the blue, so we're on a single yellow. So we're kneeling. Now our knees come to the shoulder rest, and our hands come to the base. Okay? So this is kind of a true cat stretch because you get to move your hips this time slightly. So I want you to not be in neutral spine. Don't round your back yet. Reach your hands a little bit farther away. Okay? Bring your knees to your wrists by rounding up like a cat. Round up, pull your abs up, move the machine, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up. Drop that chin to your chest, get higher in your tailbone. There we go. Good. And then send it back. Let it go. Good, good, good. And again, start with your belly. Abs scoop, bring the machine to your wrist, not by pulling. You kind of see a little flexion in his triceps. It's not an arm work, it's an ab scoop. Pull the drawstring lower, middle, come higher, come higher, come higher. Good. And go back. Good. Try not to pull with your arms. Scoop only with those abs. Pull the abs in. Up, 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 up. Drop that chin. Good. And back. The reason I say drop the chin is because otherwise I'm going to push on your head. You tend to compress. Right? We're trying not to compress. Drop your chin to your chest and pull. Keep going. Pull that chin to your chest. So lengthen out through that spine. So cat stretch again. You're going to go neutral. Bring it in, lower. Yep, middle. Come high, drop that chin. Come high in your back, high in your back. Give me that arch. Good, cat stretch. Good, and pull through. Okay, just to stretch it out, both hands to one side. And stretch and pull. It's like wag the dog in your obliques. You look over that shoulder and stretch. Good. Look over that shoulder and stretch. It's not a workout, it's a stretch. And then do the other side. It's an activation of those abs. You're going to reach around. Look over that shoulder. Watch those wrists. That's why you want to reach a little bit higher. Good, good, good. And maybe put palm on palm, so hand over hand, so you don't rub those wrists too much. Good. And come back. Okay. So we're going to lay back. Now, before we lay back, though, we're going to lay down and put the blue and the yellow back on. Okay, so we're back. We're on yellow for cat stretch. Let's switch back to a blue and a yellow. It's a chance to stretch things out a little bit. We lay flat. Headrest can be up or down. Right leg or left leg, doesn't matter to me. You're going to put your foot in the strap. Okay? And so the dynamic of the crossover stretch that we like to do here, okay, is that you're really stretching. You're going to leave your opposite leg this time on the foot bar. So this isn't leg circles, this is stretching, right? We're going to reach our body over to the side, head and shoulder gets to go, and the leg on the foot bar can be straight, it can be bent, and the leg that's in the strap, depending on your flexibility through your hips and your thigh, maybe the back of your knee needs to be softer. So you can get a deeper stretch. Let this strap pull, 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 bend your knee. Bend your knee. Yep, pull, pull, pull that hip. Good. Then you come back to the ceiling and over to that far side. Everything goes. Good. Stretch it out. Reach that leg straight. If that's going to help you get the stretch, or reach that leg bent, pulling it towards your ear. Good. Stretch it out. And again, straighten it out. Bring it back to the front. And over. Get the stretch. Maybe the leg on the foot bar bends a little deeper. So this is a stretch. Give into your stretch. Relax into your stretch. You're not trying to do any extra work here. As you reach and stretch and breathe, give into that stretch. Good, good, good. Make sure you reach back to the ceiling, not down to the foot bar, and do the other side. Good. And stretch it out. Reach it out. Open up the thighs, open up the hips. And then we switch out to the other leg. So the mat and reformer routine is a combination of being able to do mat on your own, being able to do mat with a band or straps. And as you know, these stretches are a lot more efficient when you have a strap on the mat. Sometimes we use a ball, so some of the exercises we do on the reformer, which we'll do at some point, because as many people know, this routine kind of grows legs and arms and, you know, probably tentacles. Lots of different directions our mat and reformer routines can go, and I think that's why it's become pretty popular in my studio, because we can kind of take what we do on the floor and put it on the machine. We call it mat and reformer, because a lot of people in my circle of clientele prefers a mat and reformer concept versus having to facilitate on the floor. However, during these kind of stay-at-home online times, more people have been getting familiar with the mat routine, and getting more comfortable at how and where their body should be in space, how to get there. I think the Madam Reformer class kind of helps us get there. You don't have as much help. And that's all I always say when we're on the floor, grab a band, right? Use this kind of pulley system to help you work the muscles and the stretching and the 3-way, 4-way, 2-way stretches that we're going for. Good. And come off. So it's definitely a cool down stretch. You're not trying to go back and forth and back and forth. Some people do, but I just encourage 1 deep stretch, 2, maybe 4 at the most, but if 8 back and forth feels good, so be it. So we're still on blue yellow. I'm going to go into that dynamic of body rocking. Okay, so we're here. Take your hips, there we go. So we're in parallel. Toes are on, stretch out all the way long, and flex those heels under the foot bar and lift up. Up, down, keeping the legs relatively straight, up, down, and the shoulders wide, and the abs sinking down, and the neck feeling long, good, bouncing and lengthening and bouncing, kind of a ballistic movement, but it's not foot driven, it's ab driven. Up, down, scoop up, don't bounce on your feet. You want the belly to do more. So you want to pull your abs up, down, kind of tug, there we go, and tug and pull. So your feet are pushing, no question, but you want those abs, there you go, more ab, good. Inner thigh, good. There we go, and pull through, okay? So when we do prancing, which is one leg and the other, and one leg and the other, drive it from the center again. One leg is straight, one leg is bent, toes are on, and we press, and we reach. Now, my emphasis is not so much, again, on the footwork, because you're not getting that great calf stretch that you get. It's more like what we do, our single leg slide dynamic, right, when we start routine sometimes. Sometimes we do our can kicks as well, meaning our legs up and down and in. I want you to move from those inner thighs, right? We didn't do side kick series today. There's just not enough time for all that, so that'll be yet another routine. But reaching and lengthening, and you feel your inside of your ankle line up with the inside of your knee, tendon-wise, and your groin and kind of that hip girdle, not out here but in front, and then that hip lines up with kind of that rib on the inside, not out here but here, and then that lines up with the clavicle. So you're putting this set of parallel lines, and initially down the front of your body. That's what you're trying to draw, paint, kind of reach and strokes up, down, and up, down. Okay? And then your knees and come all the way in. So again, that's Madam Reformer, one routine. We'll call it Madam Reformer kind of initial routine. It should feel familiar. You should feel that your abs have to be involved the whole time. Going through that hour-long routine, you probably don't remember yourself doing ab series when you first started, but we put it at the very beginning of routine so you can set yourself up for success, so your body knows how to maneuver, as well as a pulley system and a strap system that's going to kind of tug you every which way, but you can stabilize in those rib cage ab muscles. And then, like I say, the mermaid, there's a lot of different modes we can facilitate on Madam Reformer with mermaid, not just on the side sitting with the blue, but sometimes play with the yellow. But the spring system added to the Madam Reformer, just I think will help anybody get better at mat, let alone maybe if they're never going to do mat in their life, just get better at Madam Reformer, whatever position we ask your body to be in. So thanks for doing it with us today, and I will have a routine online in terms of, actually I would encourage people to email me if they do want the written routine and don't just want to kind of hear the voice as we maneuver and follow along. So thanks again. Have a good night.